The third year of the toughest battle for the Ukrainian sky. It is in military aviation, an air attack means that the occupiers have the greatest significant advantage throughout the war. Gradually, Western allies of Kyiv are strengthening Ukraine's aircraft fleet. On Russian territory, attacks, scalps and storm shadows can already fly. To repel attacks and launch missiles, American F-16s are being used. And from February 2025, French Mirage 2000 fighters will officially join the Americans. Seek. The French Minister of Defense, Sébastien Lecornu, officially announced, in a statement on Monday, the delivery of the first French fighters from Paris to Kyiv.
On June 6, 2024, President Macron announced the delivery of French Mirage 2000s to Ukraine. The first of them arrived in Ukraine today. Ukrainian pilots, who underwent several months of training in France, will now participate in defending the skies over Ukraine.
The Mirage 2000 is a French multi-role fighter of the fourth generation. The aircraft was developed by Dassault Aviation. In 1984, Paris adopted this fighter into service. The Mirage immediately proved itself, becoming the main combat aircraft of the French Air Force at the end of the 20th and beginning of the 21st century. But time goes on, and the French aircraft has become somewhat outdated, making it unsuitable for air combat with enemy fighters.
Don't expect any feats or something incredible from them. They will not participate in air battles, and they won't be chasing away Su-34s and Su-35s, but they will be quite successful in carrying packages like Storm Shadows and Scalp. Our northern, so to speak, were unlucky with their neighbors.
Before the deliveries to Ukraine, French engineers modified their supersonic single-seat aircraft. Now they can be armed with Scalp EG cruise missiles, which are also supplied to Ukraine by France. In addition to cruise missiles, the French bird can transport hammer glide bombs, which are most effective against stationary enemy ground targets. The modified Mirages expand the capabilities of the Ukrainian Air Force to carry out deep strikes on important targets, such as the headquarters and command posts of the occupiers. The French Scalp, the British Storm Shadow and the German Taurus, all these cruise missiles have very similar characteristics. In the event that Berlin does indeed transfer the Taurus missiles to Kyiv, as the German Chancellor candidate Friedrich Merz is increasingly vocal about,
I would tell Putin that if the bombings of Ukraine do not stop, the first step will be lifting the range restrictions, and the second step will be the delivery of the Taurus missiles.
With the transfer of the Taurus missiles, Ukraine's situation improves with more long-range cruise missiles for Ukraine's armed forces. In the context of an intense war, quantity matters, and the more supplies there are, the more missiles Ukraine has, and consequently, more strikes on the territory of the Russian Federation.
Everything depends on the stage of negotiations. If Russia insists on its unwillingness to end the war and withdraw from Ukrainian territory, then obviously there will be a compulsion towards peace in this case. And one of the best arguments is long-range missiles.
In addition to using missiles offensively, French fighter jets will immediately significantly enhance capabilities in air defense and in repelling Russian missile attacks.
Our air defense will certainly be strengthened by French Mirage fighters. I think their main task will be primarily air defense, and at the same time, they will also serve as an option B, additionally as carriers of Scalp and Storm Shadow missiles.
Importantly, the Mirages have demonstrated their effectiveness in countering Iranian Shahed drones as well. Just recently, while patrolling the area of Yemen over the Red Sea, the French birds successfully engaged several kamikaze drones using Nika air-to-air missiles.
The Mirage 2005 and Rafale fighters recently demonstrated their effectiveness against Shahed-type kamikaze drones, which Ukrainian pilots will have to contend with. I commend our brave and skilled combat team members who recently and successfully destroyed about 10 drones over the Red Sea. The quality of our weapon systems and the professionalism of the team members once again demonstrated their combat effectiveness.
Another important component of the effectiveness of the Mirages in the 16th and Western missiles are the long-range radar detection aircraft. In May 2024, Sweden announced the transfer of 2 ASC-890 AEW&C aircraft to Ukraine. For the first time in the history of independence, the Ukrainian armed forces will have AEW&C aircraft in service. This means that Ukrainian air defense can become even more effective in protecting the sky from Russian attacks, as well as in detecting enemy targets. Swedish aircraft are equipped with the Airborne Survival and Control ASC-890 radar. This capability allows for target detection regardless of weather conditions using the S-band with an active electronically scanned array developed using modern components based on gallium nitride. Similar radars in various configurations are used in the armed forces of many countries around the world. They are considered to be among the most widespread systems for radar detection and surveillance. The radar allows for the detection of targets over an area of up to 500,000 square kilometers and at altitudes of over 18 kilometers. The detection range is approximately 450 kilometers. In conditions of strong radar interference, such as the operation of enemy electronic warfare systems, the range is reduced to 350 kilometers. This airborne radar targets various objects, such as airplanes, helicopters, missiles, ships, and even jet skis. It is also important to note that the Airborne Warning and Control System, AWACS aircraft, serves not just as eyes, but as an aerial coordinator for fighter jets. The data collected by the reconnaissance aircraft can be immediately transmitted directly to fighter jets, such as the existing F-16s, which can then promptly engage the target upon receiving the coordinates. It is not yet known when such AWACS aircraft will be added to Ukraine's fleet. As of today, Sweden has done everything within its power to transfer an airborne early warning aircraft to Ukraine. At this moment, according to experts, everything now hinges on the green light from the United States because although the reconnaissance aircraft is Swedish, the equipment is of American manufacture. That's all. Don't forget to leave comments about which types of weapons you would like to learn more about. Like this video and of course subscribe to our new Arsenal channel. The link is in the description below the video.